fourth doctor I've visited barely looks at me. There's nothing wrong with you that therapy won't fix. Then she writes in my file that I make up illnesses for attention. So I pay out of pocket for an MRI that proves how crazy I really am. I'm supposed to run my first marathon in 6 months. I've trained for 2 years, waking at 5 a.m., logging every mile, dreaming about that finish line. But 8 months ago, my body started breaking down. First comes the exhaustion so heavy I can barely finish my training runs. Then 12 pounds drop off of me without even trying. Then I get pain so sharp in my stomach I double over mid-jog and scrape my arm along the concrete on the way down. The first doctor I went to runs blood tests and says, everything looks fine. You're probably just overtraining. My second doctor spends 4 minutes with me, doesn't even touch my stomach, and prescribes anxiety medication. I don't feel it. My third doctor actually examines me but says, it's probably digestive issues, and hands me a pamphlet about eating more fiber. My fourth doctor is the one who destroys me. She barely looks up from her computer as she walks in, sighs the moment I start listing symptoms, and writes something in my file. She tells me, don't worry ma'am, there's nothing wrong with you that therapy won't fix. I find out later that she wrote in my file, patient appears to make up illnesses for attention. Recommend mental health evaluation. That note follows me everywhere after that. Every new doctor reads it before I even enter their office. They decide I'm crazy before I open my mouth. My own mother starts saying, maybe you should talk to someone about your stress. I start wondering if they're all right. Maybe I am making this illness up, but the pain coming from inside me doesn't care what anyone else thinks. It keeps getting worse. So I become obsessed. I buy a journal and start logging everything. Date, time, symptom, severity on a scale of 1 to 10. I build a spreadsheet to cross-reference my symptoms with conditions that match. I bring my journal to a follow-up with my second doctor, and he doesn't even open it. Just pushes it back across the desk like I handed him trash. You're making yourself sick by obsessing over this, he says. I'm furious the entire drive home, but I don't stop writing. I request a referral to a stomach specialist. Insurance denies it because my file says my symptoms aren't real. I appeal. Denied again. The pain wakes me up in the middle of the night now. I have to cancel my marathon registration because I can barely walk some days. 2 years of training, gone. However, I find an imaging center that takes cash and schedule a scan. Costs me $800, and I have to sell my grandmother's necklace to pay for it. But it's worth it because I know something is wrong. The tech lady is chatty at first. So how was your weekend? I spent mine playing this new game with my boyfriend. I tuned her out. Then, halfway through the scan, she goes silent. When I come out, she won't even look at me. Just says, take these scans to your doctor to look over as soon as possible. Like, today, possible. I sit in my car in the parking lot gripping the steering wheel, heart slamming against my ribs so hard I can hear it. 3 days later, I'm able to get seen by a doctor. The doctor pulls up a scan and points at a giant smudge on my scans. It's a tumor the size of a golf ball pressing against my large intestines. She says, it's been growing for over 18 months. Another few months and it would have spread everywhere and surgery would have been impossible. Unfortunately, even then there will be permanent damage because of its size. You'll have limitations. I'll never run that marathon. I'll deal with complications for the rest of my life, but I have a chance to live. I request my medical records from all 4 doctors. Every chart, every note, every dismissal. Then I sit at my kitchen table with 4 envelopes, 4 copies of my diagnosis, and a yellow highlighter. In each letter, I attach a note. This is what you missed. You called me crazy. I almost died proving you wrong. I kept receipts. Now so will the medical board. I mail them all and wait. My first and third doctor never respond. My second doctor sends a 3-sentence email about how medicine is complicated and sometimes things get missed. No apology, no accountability, just excuses. My fourth doctor, the one whose note almost killed me, has her lawyer call to tell me, back off or we'll sue you. So I file a formal complaint with the medical board against them. 2 months later, they notify me that all of them have been formally disciplined with a permanent mark on their records. Every hospital any of them ever work at will see it. Every patient who searches their names will find the complaint. My surgery goes well, but recovery is slow and painful.